Well, welcome back. Let's see if this works. Peeking up into the bottom there, you can see my microphone. Normally you have to be very close to the microphone, so I'm going to talk very loud. I'm going to try to look at the microphone. I hope I am loud enough. We shall see. Come to standing in front of your mat. Lift your shoulders up to your ears, roll them back. Open up the front, lean your head back and inhale deeply. Exhale, tuck your chin in, roll your shoulders forward, look down at your feet. And repeat. Inhale, up. Exhale, forward. Inhale, up, keeping the lips closed, keeping the jaw also closed. You get a good stretch of the bottom of the neck. And exhale, forward. You want to stretch that bottom of your neck so that the muscles stay supple. The longer they stay supple and loose and actually toned, which you get when you stretch them and work them, the later on this sort of wattle thing will form. Let's do that again. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Roll your shoulders. Your arms don't move much, but your shoulders are making big circles. And reverse. Now inhale, spin your arms up, look up at them. Exhale, fold halfway. Lift your tailbone, drop your belly. We're going to do cat-cow, bent over like this standing. Our torso is more or less parallel with the ground. So we're going to start with the cat, arch your back. And then the cow, drop your belly. Notice how the stretch increases on your hamstrings. And back again, arch. And back to cow. Remember, inhale to cat. No, sorry, exhale to cat. Inhale to cow. Do that 3 more times on your own breath. Don't forget to tuck your tailbone under when you're going into cow. There again, I meant the opposite. Not tuck your tailbone under, but imagine you had a tail and you're lifting it up into the air. And for cat, you're tucking your tail under between your legs. Last time. And then bend your knees, round your back, and slowly unroll. Exhale. Walk it out for a moment. And if you're wondering why I'm not looking at you when I'm talking, I'm looking down at the microphone just to make sure I project into that. So now we're going to do a balance pose. We're starting with a balance pose today. We're going to start, well, do one that works for you. So that can be tree in whatever form, or it can be the one that I'm going to show for you now. So if you like tree and prefer that, do that. Or come down, squat on your toes, And bring your fingers to the ground, or just one side, and bring your shin across. So now you're on only one foot, trying to tiptoe. Your fingers will probably have to stay more or less in contact with the ground, but try to keep it a little bit less than more. If you shift and feel like you're going to fall, use your fingertips to save yourself. This is a very challenging pose. The trick is not to be on the ground outside where it's completely uneven, I think. If you're in tree, come out. If you're in the tiptoe pose, switch feet. Obviously in tree, switch feet now as well. You might find if you're trying this tiptoe pose, you've really got one foot that's dominant and easier. My right side is far easier than my left. I can even bring my hands off the ground and stay balanced. Which basically tells me I have to work harder on the left side. There we go. I was getting cocky there. I thought I'd bring my hands together like you see in the photographs. Of course, the photographs, they only have to stay there long enough for the shutter to snap. Good. That brings us to our next pose, seated. Let's come to a 4 pose. So cross your right shin across your left thigh and lean forward and squeeze it in. Using arm muscles, using back muscles. Squeeze your torso in, push your knee away, and try to sit as tall as you can. Feeling the humidity climb. I hope that means it's going to rain. We had a nice rain shower yesterday. Could use some more. And as you sit here, as things start to loosen, you'll notice that that right knee can work its way farther forward. Let it. More of a stretch for the hip. As you can see, I'm pulling up my toes. My shin muscles are tense, and that's keeping my right knee safe. So the twist is happening in my hips, not my knee. This should be automatic for you by now, but I just feel I need to repeat that. Another way to increase the stretch as things release is to sit taller. You don't have to pull yourself in any farther, you just sit taller because that tips your tailbone back, tips your pelvis forward, it gets more stretch in the hip. If you do these stretches by yourself, take your time with them. The hip is a lot of work. A lot of tension is held there. And release, lean back. Bring your feet to the outer edges of your mat and windshield wiper back and forth. Now let's set up the left side. Shin crosses the right leg. Reach around, grab the right shin, pull it in, sit tall. Slowly release and come back to windshield wipers. This time trying to bring your knees all the way down to the floor. Try at the same time. It's not going to really work very well, but try to roll your hips so this right hip is coming closer down to the ground. And then come up, switch sides, pull the left hip back. This is stretching the opposite muscles, or stretching the same muscles the opposite way. And release. Let's take some time for a comfortable forward bend. Straighten your legs. Now this forward bend is for the legs, yes, but it's also very much for the back, especially for the mid-back and for the lower back. You drop your chin down and you let gravity pull you down. Pull your shoulders forward so more of the weight of your body is closer to your knees than to your hips. And again, let your head hang. Should be feeling a complete stretch from the back of the neck all the way down the back. We've been doing this for quite a while, so it might be available to you to reach down and grab your feet. You can grab the toes, you can grab the balls of the feet or the sides of the feet or the heels. And then with an inhale, again, lengthen your back. Make sure your belly's on your thigh. And then round, look down at the ground. Nice big stretch for our back. Let's now come into a stretch for the back of the leg rather than the back of the body. Turn the right leg so that the sole is against your left thigh. And then lean down, bending your knee as much as needed to get your entire torso lying on your thigh. And then slowly push the heel away from you till you feel a stretch in that hamstring. If you feel more in the back of the knee, point the foot. And like the previous stretch, we want this one to be totally in the hamstring and only in the hamstring. And inhale, come up. After you've practiced it for a while, you can see why it's called Janu Shirshasana, which translates to head to knee pose. Janu is clearly related to the Latin genu, as in genuflect, means knee. And let's do the same on the right. Bend the knee as much as you need to get your torso right on the thigh. Point the right toe if you have tension in the back of the knee, and then straighten it and aim your head down towards your knee. Every once in a while, readjust to make sure you're getting a good stretch in your hamstring. Inhale to release and come up. Now we'll relieve a little bit of the tension in the back. Bring the soles of your feet together. Leave them a good distance away from your hips. Hold on to your feet and simply let your knees come down to the floor. Open up the inside of the hips. Sit nice and tall while you do that, or let your belly even drop forward. And now keeping your belly forward, so you lead with the belly. Lean yourself down. You can pull with your hands if you like, but make sure that your belly is the one that's going faster down towards the floor. Keep the shoulders, the collarbones, the chin up. Keep pushing those knees out to the side. If there's a sticking point, a bit of a wiggle might help. Slowly push into the ground with your hands or into your feet to help yourself come back up to seated. We're going to do a very simple twist just to release the back. Your knees are crossed, right shin in front of the left. Left hand on right shin, turn to the right. Inhale deeply into your back as you turn. Release, come to the front and switch your legs. Right hand on left knee, left hand behind, turn to the left. And release. We're going to do some exercises for the core. If you've done the plank pose, don't worry. You've recovered by now, and you can do these as well. We have done them before. I will just describe them because they'll be very hard for me to do and talk and hope to be heard at the same time. Lie down on your back. With an inhale, lift your hands overhead till they touch the ground up above you. Then you exhale, the hands come up. When they pass your nose, you roll your head up. You squeeze your core and you roll up. Like a pill bug, you're rolling yourself up. You roll all the way till you're in a forward bend and you're touching your shins or your feet. And then with an inhale, you unroll. You come to seated so that you're like a right angle. And then you collapse in the middle, head comes forward, and you unroll back down to the ground. And remember, as you close, you exhale. As you open, you inhale. It's pretty simple. If you want to watch, I'll do it. I won't talk because I don't think that's going to work, but you can watch me do it, and then we'll do it 5 times. So that was once through, and now you do it 5 times. I did it relatively fast, so I'd be done before you. So hopefully you've got another one to do. And when you're done, join me on your stomach for, first of all, Sphinx. Shoulders wide, elbows wide. Let your stomach relax. Let your lower back relax. Rock your hips side to side. Stretch your collarbone and your ribs forward. Let your lower back settle. And then if you'd like to, we're going to move to Cobra. Cobra is very much the same, only you come up a little bit higher, but not too much higher. The belly should still be in contact with the floor. Right now, my entire belly, up above my belly button all the way down, is in contact with the ground. When I come up to Cobra, my hands are where my elbows were. Only my lower belly is in contact with the ground. So my belly button is aiming forward, but my lower belly stays in contact with the ground. Big stretch for the back. Then exhale, roll down, make a pillow out of your hands, roll your hips side to side. And we'll do it again. And release. We'll continue the back bend theme. Lie on your side. Prop yourself up with your left elbow. Your left leg is long, your right one is bent, you grab onto the ankle, and then facing the side, you pull your knee back. At the same time, your upper body comes into the cobra position. You have to keep squeezing with your bum to keep that leg moving back. Release this side. Roll over to the other. Nice and slow, take your time. Check in with your back at all times. And release. Bring your way up to seated. Extend your arms out to the side. Palms up. Sit straight. Inject some energy into your arms. The muscles are strong. You're pulling your fingers up towards the ceiling. So you're getting a stretch in the front of the arm, but you're also exercising the arm muscles in the shoulders. Relax the head, make sure you're not sticking it forward. Keep on energy flowing into the arms, release the knees. Now focus on the muscles. Imagine they're getting stronger. Keep extending the fingers up, trying to straighten them, even bending them backwards. And release. Shake it out. You should feel that in your shoulders, in the back, in the chest, bicep, tricep. It's more difficult than it looks. We're going to try it again tomorrow. Tonight I want to take your left arm now, snake it behind your back, grab onto it with the right, and then take your right hand and hold onto the palm of your left, pull it around and sit up tall. You can see my left fingers on the right side of my body here. See if you can work yours around there as well. Let's switch sides. The right arm snakes in behind. I pull it. I grab the palm with my left. You can see my right hand here beside me. Sit tall, sit straight. And release. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Lean back, straighten your arms, bring your hands to the ground. Don't lean on them too hard, just enough to hold them there. And then arch your back, lift your collarbones, drop your head back. And release. It should have been an opposite stretch for the wrists from when we did this. Hopefully your knuckle and your wrist ended up being in contact with the floor behind you. If not, be careful not to put too much weight. If only the knuckles are on the floor, don't put a lot of weight on it. You have to use your core a little bit then. Keep enough off so that you can get a stretch. If the heel or if the back of the wrist can come to the floor, then feel free to put more weight on. We'll repeat that one tomorrow if I remember. Right arm over left. If it works for you, double twist. If it doesn't work, bring the backs of the hands together. Extend the arms up as high as they go. Forearms are perpendicular to the ground. Pull your armpits around to the front. Let your shoulder blades slide off your back around to the side of your body. Deep inhales. Keep lifting higher. Release. Let's do the opposite side. Left arm over right. Double wrap if it works. Release the shoulders so that they can move and lift the arms up. You have to consciously keep on releasing your shoulders. The tendency is to tighten them. And relax. I'm going to come to corpse pose. I'm not going to talk you into it because I'm going to be lying down in it myself. My clock beside me so I can look at it. Just roll down and come to full relaxation. Slowly bring some feeling back to your fingers and toes. Roll your wrists, roll your ankles. Stretch your arms overhead. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, tuck in one knee and then the other. Give yourself a deep squeeze and roll over onto your right side. Slowly push with your hands on the floor. Come up to seated. Leave your head heavy, your back round. And only when you've crossed your legs, your hands on your knees, unroll, sit up. And keep your eyes closed if you like. Stretch the crown of your head up to the ceiling. Remove all those natural curves that are in your back. Try to come ramrod straight. And then relax. Feel the natural curves come back. The natural curves of your youth, not the exaggerated curves that come with older age or, quite honestly, disuse of the postural muscles. Feel your head settle over your shoulders. Then inhale, bring the palms of your hands together. Namaste. Thank you very much for joining me. Now I'm going to post this on YouTube and hope that the sound quality was adequate. Hope that it doesn't take 10.5 hours to post with our slow network. If it does, I will let you know. Well, you won't know until later anyways, but anyways, there will be something for you to watch. We hope. Take care. See you tomorrow.